Hi everyone, my name is Chris Anderson. I'm the owner of Home Details. In this video, we're going to do an in-depth overview of our primary customer persona. We teasingly call her Grandma Gertrude. Grandma Gertrude's 65 to 85-year-old female. Typically, if we're going to pinpoint a particular age, we're going to call her a 75-year-old female. She's a retiree. She's affluent, but on a fixed income. That's an important two different points that kind of complement each other. She's affluent, meaning she has a high net worth, but a fixed income indicates that she's not earning active income anymore. She's retired. So she's living off of her Social Security, maybe a pension if she has one, some mixture of retirement accounts. Her story is that ultimately she's at the stage of her life where she just wants to maintain her independence in the place that she loves the most, which is her home, right? She's just at the stage where she needs some help to do it, right? She has physical limitations, and that's why she hires us to do ladder related home maintenance around her house. A particular deep dive into her story is, 10 years ago, she lived in the Bay Area with her husband. She had retired. She moved out to Sacramento to be closer to her adult son and adult daughter who have children. So she's got grandkids in the Sacramento area. So that's why she decided to move to, a suburb of Sacramento. She actually moved to a community called Sun City Lincoln Hills, which is the biggest 55 plus community in the greater Sacramento area. And as an elderly widow, Grandma Gertrude needs help to maintain her property because her husband used to do it, and now it's her responsibility, right? Maybe her husband passed away. In this case, she's a widow. But Grandma Gertrude also comes in a few different forms, right? Maybe she's divorced and she has that same responsibility. She's got to maintain her property now. Maybe she has a slightly older husband that's 80, 85, 90 years old, and he has dementia or some physical health conditions that she needs to take care of him, and ultimately he's passed the baton on to her, to take care of the property because he can't do it anymore. So that's an overview of Grandma Gertrude. A little bit more highlights, affluent. She's a homeowner. A homeowner is an important point, a differentiator between a renter. A homeowner is going to be able to hire us for more services or more interested in hiring us for more services. They have a vested interest in gutter cleaning because they don't want water damage on their property. They very likely have more disposable income, so they can pay us for window cleaning or solar panel cleaning or Christmas lights, more so than a renter probably will. She's physically limited, as we've touched on, especially with ladders. That's the best example of physical limitation that kind of manifests itself in how it affects her day-to-day living and the tasks she can do around her house. She can't clean a gutter anymore because her husband, I'm sorry, her kids had taken away the ladder, so she literally has no ladder to climb to clean her gutters anymore. She needs it done. Sometimes she needs to be educated on that front because maybe she doesn't know what a gutter is because her husband used to do it and now it's her responsibility. She needs to be educated that she needs to clean her gutters. Ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure in the case of gutter cleaning at teas. But same with these other things. She needs help. She hires for services. Like she's hiring us. She hires a house cleaner to clean the inside of her house, a pest control guy, a landscaper, etc. All different types of services. She lives in a single story home. Almost always, these homes in the 55 plus communities are single stories. Uh, so she lives in a single story, single family residence with a homeowners association that ultimately is kind of an organization that enforces her to maintain her property so that all the other homes in the community don't devalue themselves because she's got pink flamingos all over her front yard or, overgrown grass or whatever. So she's maintained her house. A couple buying factors that she cares about, generally in priority order, is she expects us to be responsive to her request for a quote. So we need to answer her phone call the first time she calls, or call her back immediately if we miss it. We need to give her that quote as soon as we can because if we don't do those things, she's going to go find someone else that can help her. We need to be professional, right? We need to be communicative. We need to have a good quality presentation. We need to be clean cut, et cetera. We need to do all these things that give off the image of being professional, right? We need to find something within her budgetary constraints, right? Because she's on a fixed income, we give her a few different options to try to accommodate her budget and find a solution that works for her. Scheduling, we need hopefully some available scheduling soon that we can get her task done by. We need to show up on time, right? We need to communicate whatever our estimated time of arrival is. On the insurance front, she expects us to have general liability insurance to protect her property. That's her biggest asset is her home, and she wants to make sure that we're not going to cause undue damage that she has to be responsible for paying for. So we have general liability insurance to alleviate that concern. She oftentimes is going to ask a friend or a neighbor for referrals. Does anyone know a good, gutter cleaner or handyman or, window cleaner, whatever it might be. Yeah. She might also be checking Google reviews or Nextdoor, but she's also not digitally native, which is just a way to say like, she's a grandma. She doesn't navigate her phone very well. She might have a Facebook account to see her granddaughter's, prom pictures, but, she's not interacting with it, as well as, a 20-year-old will. She also needs to trust us. That's really foundational for Grandma Gertrude. She's vulnerable to whoever's on her property, right? She has drugs in her medicine cabinet, her medications. She's got jewelry in her room. She's got valuables all over her house. Like, clearly, she really needs to trust whoever is on her property helping her. And oftentimes, that's a physically capable young person, young man, that like believes her vulnerable, right? She really needs to trust you if she's going to let you on her property. So the needs that Grandma Gertrude has is she needs help with ladder-related home maintenance. The wants is that she wants to maintain her independence in the place that she loves the most, which is her home. She needs help doing it. Her fears that she's going to lose her independence and her dignified independence at that. Right, she wants to continue to live in her single family home by herself and not have to move to assisted living or move in with her kids, because at that point she's admitting that like I can't do it anymore. It's too much for me. The value proposition that she resonates with is safety, right? That's why she hires us. The preferred channels is referrals, as I touched on. She loves to get recommendations from friends or neighbors, but she's also finding us through print marketing, like door hangers. Maybe she gets on her front door, or community-centric publication like the Sun City and Lincoln Hills magazine that she sees our ad in, or maybe she meets us, which is a great way if we can meet her in person to build trust. She might meet us at the Sun City Lincoln Hills Farmers Market, for instance. In terms of family in the area, she's got an adult son, an adult daughter. They have kids. She has grandkids in the Sacramento area. Some suburb, maybe Roseville, pick your suburb in Sacramento. The location, she's living in Sun City, Lincoln Hills. Very statistically likely she is, but she could also be living in, one of the 55 plus communities in El Dorado Hills or Oak Grove or Roseville or Rockland, but probably Sun City, Lincoln Hills, just because it's the largest. She's a 75-year-old female retiree. As touched on, she's affluent. She's got a fixed income. She's got a high net worth, right? So that's kind of what indicates her affluence. Um, Kind of teasing like her clothing, right? She's dressing like a normal grandma. She's got a little sweater you see in the picture. She's wearing three-quarters pants. She's dressing like grandma. Brands that she trusts are things like Fox News, right? She's probably watching that on TV. She's probably listening to Dave Ramsey on the radio. Influencers in her life will be like her adult children. Maybe a financial advisor that's managing her trust, maybe a doctor that's telling her, hey, like you're experiencing some medical concerns, like I don't want you to climb a ladder anymore. Some activities she likes to do is playing cards with friends, maybe golfing with friends, or maybe her husband's still in the picture. It just depends on what stage of Grandma Gertrude's life she's at. She likes walking the trails with her 10-pound white Shih Tzu, is what we tease. Everyone in this community, if they have a dog, they've got a small little dog. Maybe she likes swimming. So she has some mixture of social and physical, engagement. Um, from a buying factor behavioral standpoint, as we touched on, we need to be communicative, responsive, professional. We need to have a price within our budget. We need to have available scheduling so we can get the job done soon. She needs to get her gutters cleaned, otherwise water damage might occur. She expects us to be insured to protect her property and insured to protect her employees too. We need to have good reviews and referrals, right? That's how she's going to trust us. Um, from a demographic standpoint, she's that 65 to 85-year-old female retiree, fluent with fixed income. She's physically limited, especially with ladders. She lives in a homeowners association where she's a homeowner in. She's a grandma with a few local grandkids. She's a retired teacher, maybe a retired administrator, but whatever it is, she's retired at this point. She's probably not working. She's living in the Sacramento area, probably in a community like Sun City Lincoln Hills or Sun City Lincoln Hills itself. From a psychographic standpoint, she values trust, safety. She wants to spend time with family and friends, and she just wants to enjoy her retirement. Right. She's living a really active lifestyle, which is one of the great benefits of a community like Sun City Lincoln or Sun City Roseville or name your other 20. 55 plus communities around the greater Sacramento area. They have great opportunity to have social and physical activities like playing cards or golf. So that's a really in-depth overview of who Grandma Gertrude is. This is our primary customer persona, and we really need to know her like the back of our hand.